Class is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our MWF webinar this week. My name is Tanya, and I'm the marketing manager over here at Struxoft Solutions. Just for those of you who are new with us today, MWF, or Metal Wood Framer, is our automated Revit wall, floor, ceiling, and truss framing software for light gauge steel and also wood modeling. Today, however, Alex will be walking you through some of our new features which are available within our latest build. These features include Fastener Count Tool, Gather Sheet Tool, Telescopic Stud Support, MEP Clash, and much more. Just to let you know, this new build will be officially released tomorrow. Just before we get going, I'd like to remind everyone that you can ask questions throughout the webinar in the Questions tab of the GoToWebinar dashboard. We'll make sure to get back to you by email within 24 hours. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to hand off to Alex now.
Thank you, Tanya. Good afternoon, everybody. As Tanya mentioned, we're going to be going over the new features that are going to be released tomorrow. So some of these have been requested a few months ago. There's some exciting new tools that we have for everybody. A lot of stuff in the shop drawing, which is probably where I'm going to kick off first. As some of you may know, we have two versions of shop drawings right now. V1 is no longer going to be available once you get the new build. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into that right away. So as you notice, it's no longer here on our ribbon. So you're going to be using the V2, which will consist of multi-layer walls and the standard walls. This is the same also for our floor module. If I hop in over here, you'll notice the V2 is now available. So the options are going to be the same when you're in your drawing manager. These will look the same for anybody who is used to this. However, if you're not set up right at the beginning with these and you're not familiar, that's fine. There's still an option for us to bring your V1 settings to import them into the drawing. So this option will be available. There's a little disclaimer here saying that the tool has changed, but then you can still bring in your settings and adjust them to fit with the new build. One more thing while I'm in here that I can go ahead and show right off the bat is this new generate gather sheets. So this was requested to us in order to get multiple panels onto one shop drawing. So it's going to be similar to your wall drawing manager, which again, most of you should be used to seeing this. You put in your dimensions and your view settings. So we have it also for this gather sheet. All right. So the way this is going to work is once you have everything set up with your title blocks, the direction that you want to be looking at these panels, down here where you have levels and sheet margins. So this will be important to adjust because you may get too many panels on your title block and it's going to overlap what you have designed for the title block. Mine is already set up. And then what we're going to do is you can select all your levels. So anything in your project browser, all your levels that you have will be visible here. I'm only doing my first level, which is what you see at the moment. I'm going to also do the delete existing gather sheets. And when I run this, basically, as you can already see here in my browser, I had 4 pages created. So before I run this, I'm going to give you a quick view of what it looks like. Okay, so with the settings that I had, just for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. But you'll see we have multiple panels. The panel name is down here. Obviously, there's more information that can go down here when you set it up the way that you want. And this is where I was saying the margin is important on the edges because initially when this is with the default settings, some of these panels may be overlapping because of the size. And what it's going to do, it's going to generate as many panels as it can fit before it skips to the next page, and so on and so on. Just back out of here. So again, if I want, it's not very long. I can hit OK. Hopefully I did not change anything, so it should look the same. And it's going to start sorting the amount of walls that you have. And then it's going to start, as you can see, it's deleting my old sheets, and it's going to reproduce 102 panels, I believe is what that is. So for larger projects, this could take a little while. I'm going to let it run. After this, I'm going to go ahead and jump into a couple little adjustments that we've added to your panel's properties, just things to make your life easier, which will be the set panel category. Okay, so this is almost completed. Okay, so this is going to wrap up now. I'm going to get all my new sheets down here. And again, unless I change something, it should look, yeah, there we go. So it's not too long. All right, so what I want to show next, the set panel category. So typically, when we're creating a panel, you have one of the properties here, sorry, the category. Right now it's empty. If I was to go into properties under miscellaneous, when you're building your templates, you can assign this category right here. So let's say I want this to be an exterior wall. Now, fortunately, this doesn't launch the regeneration tool. So if I hit OK, nothing actually happened and nothing has changed. I'd have to regenerate this in order for it to take, for the tool to take place. Okay, now you'll see here, now I have this exterior. But we've added this tool now under the edits, set panel category. It'll be the same thing, same drop-down menu. So I'm going to actually turn this into, let's say, interior wall, just for the purpose of this demonstration. You can also add some new categories. I'm going to hit apply. Now it's not regenerating, so you didn't have to wait for that. Nothing changed, but our members did get the right tag. So this will be an easier way, I believe, in the midst of a project, instead of having to go in and regenerate everything. You'll have this, again, right underneath the edits tool. Something else that we've added also is our lock panel. So under settings, we have our lock panel tool. Typically, this was a full lock. Now we have the option of doing a framing lock. And what this is going to allow you to do is it's kind of a partial lock, which you're still going to be able to do some functions such as edit your whole series, regenerate them, delete whole series, the MEP Clash, and removing existing MEP whole series. It's the same thing. You can put a note, and when you select this, your panel will turn red. Go ahead and unlock this now. All right. Next thing that we've added, we have the Fastener Count Tool. This is going to work for floors as well as walls. The interface is going to be the same. So you can find it underneath. One second. Edit Fastener Count. So this is the interface that we have. This is also going to be in your properties. So if I go here, go to miscellaneous, it's going to be at the bottom. So we have this for framing and for sheathing. Under framing, when you're going to be setting this up, you have your components that you can select by description, by some other parameter, and by marker. Once this is picked, under description here, you'll have the member descriptions. So for example, if I'm doing my studs right now, let me go get the SV, count type, total components, or you can change this to a fastener spacing and then input your amount right here. We have the screws and nails. We also have your usage. So I'm going to put stud to track for this example. factory installed, yes or no. You got notes, parameter values, and margin of safety. So I can add this, and you can add as many of these as you want. Now, you can also save a template. I've already done that right here. And you can head over to the sheathing also, which currently we have the default or this 1200 by 2400. Same options underneath here. I'm just going to go back to framing and hit OK. So this will allow us to create a schedule for our shop drawings. I already have some created, which I'm going to show you. But before I do, I'm going to go ahead and go back to our shop drawing information just to show you that this is now a new view option. So you can add this from the schedule. Our fastener schedule is now also a Revit schedule. So once you've added this, we can go ahead and set it up with our options. You have sheathing or framing depending on what you want to represent. Usage or fastener type. I have done framing and usage. So this is set up, and once I ran my shop drawing for one of these panels, I have it right here. This is coming in now as a Revit schedule. You can click this if ever. Okay, and like I said, this is going to work also for the floor system. While I'm in here, there's also something nice that was added. Let me just remove this. Refresh my drawing. Okay, so you can manually add some annotations, and they're not going to disappear if you have to refresh the drawing. So as you just saw before, I can come here to annotate. Just pick from here to here. Okay. And when I refresh my drawings, these annotations should stay. Okay. So that's another little addition we did for shop drawings. Next. As Tanya mentioned, we have a new telescopic configuration. Now, in order for this to work, I have to use our Howick family. It's something basically that they're installing in order for you to be able to adjust the panel in height, horizontally also. It stretches the panel to fit on the field. So the way this will look, I do have one already set up here. So give me 1 second so I can redo this from scratch. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add some vertical and horizontal marker lines. And yes, we do have the vertical marker line now that has been added. So we'll look at the new UI. So right over here, I'm going to go ahead and do create marker lines. So notice this is a little bit different than it used to be. Right now, I'm going to do the vertical first. So create vertical marker line. You can convert existing lines. You can equal spacing with max distance, and you can do your regular spacing and add the amount of lines that you want from the start of the panel or the end of the panel. I'm going to go ahead and give this a 6 for the first offset. And then on this side for your configurations, you can add stud packs, the whole series. You select these in order to activate. You can also manage if you need to add stuff. Sorry, this should have been just a little bit bigger. And we also have blocking is cut off right now because of vertical. I'm going to go here and to telescopic. So I've already created a configuration, but I'm still going to show you what it looks like. So as I was mentioning, we're going to be putting lines in here. So if I go vertical, and what this does is it's adding a member here that allows for this panel to kind of shift out while structurally remaining good. So again, it's working only with the Howick family at this point. So I'm going to just X out of this because I already have this one set up. So I pick this, I'm good. It's going to add my lines. And I'm going to regenerate my panel. All right. So it could be a little hard to see right now, but if you notice, there's more than just the one top track now. Okay, so there's this piece here which allows these to slide out. And then on this side, slide to the left. This one can slide to the right while staying attached by this member. So this is what the telescopic tool does. It does work horizontally also, which is what I'm going to go ahead and add right away. So same thing. I'm just going to do one this time, about 4 feet high. This was the other configuration that I had. Okay, and you'll notice, again, we have that extra member inside of here that allows for the panel to, I guess, stretch out in order to fit. So that's it for the telescopic configuration, and at the same time, the new UI for our marker lines. I'm gonna go ahead now, and you can also find these telescopic configurations under your tools. So you can set these up here before you actually have to use them. Okay. Let's swap over to this wall. Or did I already have one? Oh, I did have one here. Okay. The next tool I'm going to show is our lifting holes. So we have added an, sorry, just don't want to mess up the name of the HCR Simpson lifting hole tool. So in your properties here, I go down to miscellaneous and I go to lifting holes. You have to turn this on, go edit. So we have the wood one. Now they've added the Simpson Hcr Clip. So this will allow to calculate the center of gravity. It's going to place the lifting holes. If you are building panels with electrical members, plumbing, and the weight needs to be calculated, you can also check this off, or on, I should say. I've already set this up the way I wanted. Hole clip placement, center of gravity. And then once this is inserted, as you'll notice, I can exit out now because I had already generated it. Get my holes here at the top. And you're also going to get this little display here. Okay. And what this is going to allow you, that's your center of gravity basically. But anything you do to this panel afterwards, so if I take this stud and I go ahead and delete it, you're going to get a warning. So this display has changed, and it's letting you know that something in the panel has affected the center of gravity, the weight has changed. So you just have to regenerate basically your panel in order to fix this. And then that dot may shift also a little bit and be in a different, see the holes at the top moved and this dot shifted over a little bit. Okay, so that is in your properties, and 1 second, you have the add and edit lifting holes right here. Oops. Anyways, if I selected this, I could do it through here. Okay. All right, I believe I'm going to swap to some of the new floor features. Just want to make sure I'm not leaving anything behind as far as the walls go. There is a little change into one of our markers also that I can showcase. I think I had it created right here. Yeah, so for our multi-system, we now have the same configuration for top of opening and for top of panel. So now for top of panel, you can also head into here Double click this, and you'll have all your options that you found at the top of opening that's always been here. There is one other thing that we've added, which is under the header track right now. Let me just pull this up a little bit. You have this infill header. So you can add an infill header. I put a height of 2 inches and I labeled it. Let's just swap that here to A. My family is good. I'll actually hide this so we can see better and regenerate. Oops. Okay. Let's just go back to what it looked like before. This shouldn't be long. Okay, there we go. Okay, so basically this is what I had created. You'll see the track, and this was the infill header. Initially it was called A, which if I go down here, we should see that label. These can show up in your shop drawings also. Which, speaking of shop drawings, before I move over to the floor system, we did add some new dimensions. So if I go here, for some of the new tools, obviously, that I just spoke of, if I scroll down, you'll see lifting clips and center of gravity. We have the telescopic for height and length. So you'll notice how the option comes in, taking into consideration how high it can go once it's released from that member. And we have also added angle brace dimensions. I believe that is, oh, yeah, those were the only changes as far as dimensions go. All right. Okay, so if I move over to floors, staying in the wall ribbon, however, we have added the Floor Clash MEP that works with the floor system. So if you notice here, I have let me just zoom in a little bit. I've placed a pipe going through my floor. And once you set this up, again, in the wall module here, you'll have the option to also have your floor hole series. So I've created one here. Once you take these off, obviously you can see all the members that you want to clash with. So I just took the pipe and I added this right here, floor clash, and now I'm going to run it. So I'm going to run the MEP Clash. I'm going to select my operation, and I'm going to hit OK. It's going to let us know we have 5 holes that were punched. Well, if I just take this and hide it, you'll notice here, through the floor system, the MEP Clash is also working. So this goes, same thing if you have your sheets here that need to be punched out because of studs, that's a possibility. And again, this is all ran through the interference drop-down menu on the wall module. Next I'm going to do, staying with the floor system, is I'm going to go ahead and add some blocking. So we have a new punch hole for the center of the blocking. So I'm going to go ahead and select this. Oh, let me just swap over to my floor module. Okay. Just a second to find my tool. Okay, here we go. I'm going to create my marker line. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and select regular spacing, something like 6 feet for the first one. I have already created a bridging type right here. And this is something also that was added. I'm going to run both methods so you can flip. So I'm going to pick my whole series right now, R1. And here's that option, center on blocking member. So if I don't select this and I hit OK, I'm going to go ahead and regenerate. So this will be adding blocking between these studs. Ooh, I may have made a mistake with my hole. I didn't notice, but it should come in. Initially, I had it set up for 4 inches off to the side, but I think I just realized that I didn't. Yeah, I didn't input anything. Okay, apologize for that. Let's go fix that right away. I'm actually just going to skip to the placing the punch hole. Okay, so blocking floors here. There we go. This is what I meant to do initially. So I would have done this for 4 inches, and it would have placed the hole a little bit more here on the left side for each of these. But you can also just do this center on blocking. Whoops. Okay. This is good. And hit OK. Okay, I'm running into a little issue right now. I may have to come back to this in a little bit and just redraw it. It's calculating. Apologize for the delay. Yikes. Okay, let me reopen this. All right, so typically, like I said, what would have happened is the hole would be right in the middle of the blocking, and there was another option, if you guys noticed, that said flip. Basically, that allows us to flip the hard side of the blocking with the open face. So it's a quick way of just shifting your blocking the way that you would like it. And once I get this open, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the floor fastener count schedule, just to give you guys an idea of what it also looks like. It's going to be exactly the same as the walls, but just to show you that the option is available. Let me just view. Okay, we're back in. And I believe once I get through this, as far as I'm concerned, that will be it for the tools that I have to demonstrate. Obviously, once this goes live, you'll be able to see a list of, there's a couple more features that are present that I wasn't able to show for today. So let me just bring this back. Okay. Okay, so right here, this is what I want to show. So we have the flip option, which will, like I mentioned, it'll flip the blocking so that it's facing the opposite direction. Hopefully this doesn't crash on me this time. All right, let's see. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, it's facing this side, whereas originally when I had done this, it was facing this way. So this is what the flip tool allows you to do, and the punch hole. All right, now that we're through with that, there is one more thing. I just thought about it before I pass this off to Tanya. Adding clips. So we've added a few options here. Let me grab this panel over here. So if I go ahead and add horizontals, okay. So from here to the end, just pick, how big is it? Okay, this will work. Insert clips, and right here under this set clip settings. So we have the option to add multiple members. So your configurations don't have to just be one set of clips. You can put them on the hard side as well as the open side. When you swap this, you'll have a little display here. Your connection profiles, right now I'm going to use my C stud, and I want it on my vertical studs. So I can add this. And just for the sake of seeing both of them working at the same time, I'll also do the open side. Currently have the one family. Your clips can be rotated. I don't have a panel right now that has a stud that's rotated 9 degrees, but you will be able to assign a clip rotation in case you have studs that are in another direction. So this, yep, I'm gonna add it, hit OK, add this, close, and let this run. All right, let me just zoom in here. So you'll notice I have these on the hard side, and also on the open face. So this works, again, as many configurations as you want to put in there. These can also be accessed through your, sorry, clips. No, not in here, sorry. It's when I was doing the adding the markers that we can also access our clips through here. I believe those are most of the tools that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Tanya, I'm going to throw this back your way. And again, if you guys have any questions, we're going to get back to them as quickly as we can within the next 24 hours. Enjoy the new build, everybody. Tanya, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex. Just before we close the session, I'd just like to remind everyone that the recording of the webinar will be sent through tomorrow with the new build mailer, so just keep an eye out. As always, please feel free to share the recording with any colleagues as well. And if you'd like to set up a one-on-one demo, we highly encourage you to reach out to our team after the session has ended. Contact details for our support team will be provided in the mailer as well. All right, so that is a wrap for today. As Alex mentioned, for any questions that have been submitted, we'll make sure to get to them as soon as possible. And then just one last thing, just stay tuned. We'll be having a webinar series on our new product, Onyx, which is our new cloud-based production management solution. And this will be starting next week. Once again, I just want to say thank you to Alex, and also thank you to everyone who registered for the webinar. All right, without further ado, I'll now be ending the webinar. Thank you very much.